The police are primarily entrusted with the power to safeguard and protect the rights of citizens. Nevertheless, in some disturbing hours, the operation of authority by officers brings devastating consequences. Such dismal consequences are usually realized whenever such cases involve wrong targeting of innocent people or gross overstepping of authority. A case that comes into mind is perhaps one of the most disturbing ones, the incident of the matter of Officer Williams. This event painfully highlighted the abuse of power in a manner that was not only shocking, but actually threatening to those who were involved. It started when Officer Williams was sent out to a domestic disturbance call. He had no idea what kind of chaos awaited him. His partner in tow, the two approached the house where a man and woman stood arguing inside. There was something going on through the kitchen window, and there was a man and a woman. They would later be identified as David Priest and Liana Beam, looking to unbuckle what would seem to be an altercation. They weren't able to get any more information when the front door just swung open and Liana stepped out of the house, slamming the door shut behind her as if trying to protect what was transpiring inside.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Officer Craig with Adams County Police Department. We got a call about a domestic disturbance here.
No, the dogs are back there, but we're fine.
Okay, but can you tell me what happened?
We're just mad at each other.
Officer Williams was worried about the situation and asked her to tell him what was going on. She told him that all was well, that everything was fine, and that he need not worry about anything. But in her movements, answers, and gaze, for Officer Williams, outwardly calm as she might seem, something in her is peculiar. Posed, she spoke words rehearsed, eyes so quietly pleaded for in despair. But she kept insisting that whatever argument was brewing inside was merely a normal marital row, and kept repeating to the officers that they did not need to go inside or talk to her husband, David.
Can we can we get him to come out?
What? No.
What do you mean no?
He's... No.
Okay. So, you can go over here and talk to him for me, please, but we need for him to go ahead and step out.
No. Please don't.
So, look, we're mandated by the state. We have to talk to him. We gotta talk to him.
Please.
Yeah.
He's fine.
I understand.
Okay.
Here, come over here and talk to
Go
him.
ahead and talk to him.
No, I would not like to. Please.
You
guys don't have to. Please, I know you don't.
Ma'am.
For this we do. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So you just go over there and stop over there and talk to him?
No, I would not like to.
So I need you to though.
Right
Now, because I need you guys to tell me what happened.
Nothing.
So, but look, I can see there's blood on your hand.
Yeah, that's his.
I
But
understand. So,
cut his hand on the door. No, please. No, this is my house. No,
Ma'am.
no, this is my house.
Ma'am, I'm done talking. Come over here
No,
now.
this is my house.
Or you go
This is my house. Why are you opening my door?
Huh?
This is not okay. No, my house. Why are you opening my door?
Huh?
This is not
Open the door.
okay. No.
I'll videotape you.
Okay, well you need to open the door, okay?
Open the door, man.
You do. We're here to investigate.
Why do this is my house.
Stop.
Can you unlock the door, man, so we can talk to you?
No, why am I being held?
Stop,
No.
or you're gonna get on the ground. That's my final warning to you. Stop.
This is my house.
And stop.
No, you guys are f***ing wrong. You're at my house.
But Williams didn't buy that. Liana's tensed voice, along with her action of prohibiting the officers from talking to David, flared up more red alarms in his head. Liana insisted that the police did not need to be involved. But because of policy, the officers had a responsibility to make sure both parties were safe, especially since this was a domestic situation. Every time Williams got more insistent over information and asked if they could speak with David, Liana became more and more agitated. She became distressful amidst all this, but was still begging them not to enter or bring her husband in, probably fearing things might get worse. This worsened William's feeling that something big was happening behind that closed door. David, on his part, did nothing to oblige. He refused to come to the door. In a move that acted exactly like the opposite of what it should do in such a situation, things worsened even further. David is heard screaming behind the door as he declines to let the officers in. He asks for a supervisor, to which the officers ignore in charge of police procedure to honor such a request. With the situation deteriorating further, David also requested that the officers provide their badge numbers so that he could also obtain a record of them. But the officers refused to comply with this simple legal measure.
I'm being handcuffed at my house. Don't handcuff me.
I told you to stop, didn't I?
My house. I'm being handcuffed at my house. Don't handcuff me.
I told you to stop, didn't I? Get up.
This is my house. What are you doing? This is my house.
As the above has played out, Officer Williams had again refocused his attention on Liana. She had started to clearly cry and was becoming increasingly distressed, but rather than trying to calm or comfort her, Williams escalated his actions. He bound her to him, even though she had shown no intention of causing harm. Liana was frightened enough. She was confused by the reason behind arresting her in the first place within the walls of her home. The officers did not explain it. They just simply told her that she has to follow their order.
We're here to investigate a domestic disturbance.
You're here to investigate, not
And you need to open the door. We're not trespassing.
You are trespassing, bro.
Okay, all right.
I know my rights.
Okay, that's fine. Yes, sir.
I'm about to grab my other phone.
Nope.
Come in my house.
You need to stay right here. You need to stay right here.
I know.
Do not leave anywhere. I need to see you. You have a phone, so stay right there.
Okay, I'll call the other phone.
Dude, I need you to open the
Just
door.
open the door, man.
Can y'all please call y'all supervisor?
No,
Can
open
you
the
please
door.
call your-
Brother, look.
Open the door.
We can help you if you can help us. You need you to open the door, brother. You gotta
You're making it more
I need you to-
complicated.
Call you- That's fine.
We
Please call your
so open the door, man.
I know
Open
my
the door.
rights.
Open the door, man. Brother, you need to open the door.
Please call your supervisor.
I need you to open the door, man.
They will not call their supervisor.
I need you to open the
They will
door.
not call their supervisor.
Brother, I need you to open the door so we can investigate.
Can I have your badge number?
Yeah, you can. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay,
You
can I have
open
your
the
Okay, I
door.
don't have to open the
Yes,
badge
you
number.
do,
You want
man.
police officer and
Open the
identify
door.
yourself.
Brother, you're gonna have to open
Can I
the
have
door,
your badge
man.
number?
I'll
Open
give
the
it to you.
door.
Open the door. Open the door.
Brother, you gotta open the door. Right now, it's obstruction, man. I need you to open the door. Open the door. Open the door. I need you to open the door. All right.
David had not budged an inch and still remained indoors, and would not even open the door to the officers. A clear warning for the nth time that if they attempted to force their way in, he would lock his phone, meaning that whatever went down would then be shared. His defiance would bring no effect to the officers who were running out of patience fast. After what would seem like an eternity of tense negotiation, the officers finally decided to take things into their hands. They simply burst in the house, kicking down the door and rushing inside. David tried running, but within seconds of that, the officers caught him up and overpowered him, restraining him and then dragging him out, cuffing him and pulling him along.
Open the door.
Why do you have to kick it down if you're
Because you are refusing to open the door, man. I need you to open the door. I told you, man.
Hey, stop!
Stop. Right now. Stop.
fine.
Or you will be tased.
I will tase you right now. Tase you right now.
I have an officer at really want them getting their they're tasing. Come on, please. We did not do anything.
All over me.
They're taking my phone. I'm sorry. We didn't do anything. I know, guys, and I tried to tell y'all that. So I know I'm getting. Can I please? Can you please tell me why I'm being arrested?
Right now, it's
What?
you're detained right now.
For what? For what? Obstruction of what?
Police
This is on my
officers.
property.
They're police
This
officers.
is my property, man. Come on. I work at St. Mary's. I know my goddamn right.
As that was all happening with David, it became horrific for all to watch from where they stood outside. Liana was on the ground, thrown there by Officer Williams as they scrambled around. She was yelling for help inside the yard, her voice full of anguish and confusion. She was addressing Officer Williams, asking him why he treated her with such brutal indifference when she had not committed a crime. And yet, he still continued with this treatment of her in a very harsh manner. At one point, he even threatened to tack on additional charges if she did not obey his commands. For him, her non-compliance was a direct affront to his power, and one for which he seemed determined to punish her.
Durbin, get up.
This is my house! What are you doing? This is my house! I didn't ask you to come here! Don't put me in that f***ing car!
You're going to jail now for obstruction.
From what? You came to my house and you put me in f***ing cuffs? Why are you doing this?
Let's go.
Why are you... No, and no! You came to my property! And why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Please, help me! You just came into my house. I had no f***ing problem. You just arrested me for nothing. Why are you doing this?
You're going to jail for obstruction. We already explained it to you.
I literally was at my house. You knocked on my door. Why are you... I honestly... Why?
You got anything on you I need to know about?
No, I have nothing on me.
Okay.
Why are you doing this to me?
Go and have a seat.
No, why are you doing this?
Have
Stop!
a seat or you can catch
No.
another charge. That's your choice.
I have no reason that you should charge me for anything.
You can stop. Do not pull away from me. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
No,
Get up.
you're the wrong man.
Get up.
I did.
Then you can stay right here. Get up.
Stop! Stop touching me!
Get up.
Stop touching me! Stop!
Get
touching
up.
me. No, I haven't done anything. You're treating me bad. I haven't done anything to you. I really just live here. I don't know why you're doing this. I really don't. I don't. I think you're a good person. So why
The longer you stand here, the more charges you're going to get. Every time I tell you to get up and you don't, that's obstruction.
But why am I getting into charges? I haven't
Get
done
up.
anything. No,
One- that's
up
one.
Here. It's up here. I
Get
haven't
up.
done anything. I haven't done anything.
Get up and get in the car.
Okay. Stop. Do not touch me.
Get
Do
up.
not touch me. Let me get up on my
Get
own.
up. As soon as you get up, I'll let you go.
You don't touch me.
Get up.
Let me get up on my own.
Let's get up.
Please let me get up
Get
on my
up.
own.
That's 2.
Please let me get up on
Get
my
up.
own. Please let me get
That's
up on
3
my
charges.
Locked into the police car now, David witnessed in horror how his wife was being handled like something crude by the very same people who were supposed to protect her. His angst reached boiling point and compelled him to shout out at the officers demanding to know why they were handling his wife like this. He could not understand why the situation had become so violent that it could turn into such a confrontation. Initially, he was rebellious, but all that entered his mind was his wife lying there before him, crying in tears, treated like some kind of criminal. Liana, dazed by the throw to the ground, had tried to move, but was barely able to speak as she mumbled weak protests against Officer Williams' continued manhandling. Still, it didn't get through to him just how dazed and hurt or humiliated she was. He was of the opinion that all that he had done was right, but she resisted arrest, and that to him meant that he had every right to be as extreme with force.
Round.
Like,
I'm going to
no,
slam you on the
I
ground.
have not done anything to abstain.
Get in the car.
Please help me.
I'm
Please.
trying to be nice. Get in the
I
car.
literally live in this house. I've not done anything to...
Get in the car.
No, No! Help!
Are you kidding me?
Get up.
Please get this on video. Please get this on video. No, please get this on video.
Get up.
Girlfriend. No, that's my.
Up.
Check my pockets right now. That's my girlfriend, dude. Why'd you throw her down?
Get up.
Why'd you throw her down?
She was pulling away from me.
Okay, so what is that? You're right. I don't
Get up.
Oh my God. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay for y'all's goddamn taxes, bro. Come on. This is
Now, for
not
essential. Can we get
y'all.
EMS around?
This is not at this police, man. Stop being like this.
Sir, what happened?
Search me. I will turn.
We don't know. They were covering.
Y'all just
We tried to talk to them. She starts fighting with us.
Why would you guys call?
It's unknown.
At one point, during the officers getting Leanna into the police car, one could clearly see how badly injured she really was. She was not going to be walking off on her own anytime soon, and was barely keeping herself upright on her feet. Yet, at the same time, Officer Williams did not seem too outraged by her injuries. To him, it was simply a matter of shoving her in the car as quickly as humanly possible. Even as he threw her to the ground multiple times, it was not enough to dislodge his focus on claiming the situation under his control. His fellow officers may have felt it was enough and called for an ambulance, but by then, the damage was over. As they dragged Liana out toward the car with a lifeless and non-responsive body, neighbors started gathering. They were horrified as they looked on as men in badges who had been assigned to preserve them now appeared to assail the crowd. They whispered to each other in hushed tones, wondering what logic was behind this brutal force now that it seemed apparent Liana had committed no crime. But Officer Williams was too absorbed in what he was doing to have been aware of this shock, and responded by explaining why he used force in the first place. Liana had resisted.
Girlfriend, dog. No, that's my girlfriend. I don't have anything. Check my pockets right now. That's my girlfriend, dude. Why do you throw her down? Why do you throw her down?
Pulling away from me.
Okay, so what is that? You're right. I don't have anything on me, guys. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay for y'all's goddamn taxes, bro. Come on. This is not y'all. This is not at this police, man. Stop being like this. Search me. I will turn.
Get in the car.
No. Get in the car. Y'all just threw my girlfriend on the ground.
Get in the car.
Y'all just threw my girlfriend on the ground.
It's unknown.
So what happened? Can you tell me what happened?
We don't know what happened. We don't know.
You don't know who called the police?
Nope.
They called you to this house?
Yep, they were fighting. She had blood on her hands, refusing to let us talk to him who's covered in blood. She starts pulling away from me, and then that's what happened.
David screamed from the back of the patrol car, where he was wedged uncomfortably, demanding they let his wife be treated fairly. They ignored him. What was happening was totally in control, or so they said, though Liana lay dying on the grassy lawn. Officer Williams smugly professed that everything had been done by the book. He had no remorse for his actions, believing that his authority justified the violence that had unfolded. Eventually, Liana was placed in a police car. Her injuries could be seen by anyone who took one glance at her. Although she had dialed for help over the police, it was evident that these officers had failed their duty of protecting and serving. Instead, they made a call for help into a nightmare and a trail of damage and pain.
Hey man, you need to put her in the car.
She fell down.
She needs to get in the car. Get up. You gotta stand up. Let's go. Get her up.
Hit her head pretty hard.
Get her up.
You might want to check her for concussion.
We have EMS on the way. Girl, you gotta sit down. You have to sit down. Hey, full. Go on the other side.
Yeah.
Come on.
You gotta get in the car.
Just come on. You gotta slide. Come here. You want to save her up?
If you can.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, can you give me a hand with... So I have to slam on the ground twice? Give me a hand with... So that way... Just give me a hand so that way we got... So you sit her up. Sit up, okay? Just turn her feet in. They want her to... You gotta close the door because she'll come out. Okay. Go ahead. I got it.
Hey, do you have...
What happened?
Why are you doing this?
The events of that day went on with no one in the neighborhood ever having imagined it. All started from a force officer named Williams, who arrived at the place, and, of course, neighbors gathered around, curiosity forcing them out of their homes. Who wouldn't? It just didn't happen in their quiet community. While more and more were gathering, the officer coped quite well with the attention. In fact, he began talking to the crowd, idly telling them why Leanna had been arrested. She was drunk, he said, and had been preventing justice. To anyone who caught more than a glimpse of her, though, she was as nearly unconscious as it's possible to be outside and hardly able to get into much mischief. And even if she had been drinking, she was in her own house. After all, wasn't that her business?
Are you familiar with them at all?
What's happening in the community because we could help?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're both intoxicated, but right now we have obstruction for her. Blood on both of them. I don't know how it got on them, but...
From the house? Dang it. Do you know anything about these people in the landlord?
No, that's the thing is I know.
Yeah. We finally got it.
It didn't take long before Leanna's best friend arrived, visibly upset, hoping to understand what had happened. She was bewildered and agitated to see her friend behind the police, but Officer Williams remained firm, sticking to his version of the events. He said, though, that both Leanna and her boyfriend, David, were covered in blood. He just didn't know how it occurred. He suspects that he must have punched something, perhaps a window, that hurt him. Yet, this was too flimsy an explanation, especially for the neighbors who knew Leanna and David. They had never seen these two act violently. All seemed to be something enormous, misunderstood in a grossly wrong way.
We're here for, we're making sure
Okay, then we can leave.
Yes, ma'am, then y'all can leave.
It's just my...
Is this your friend?
My best friend.
So she's very intoxicated and she's going to jail. So she hasn't been searched. I couldn't get that. I literally just got her in the car before.
I think he punched like a window or something, and that's all that I know.
So that makes sense for the broken glass noise, but I'll finish filling you in over here. So...
No, that's why, because...
Her best friend and another woman who had known the couple tried to appeal to Officer Williams for reason and clarity concerning what might have occurred. They explained how they had just had the chance to talk with Leanna just a few minutes before the police came, and from what they could gather, David had hurt his hand with David in an argument, and that Leanna had been trying to assist him in cleaning his wound when. It wasn't the first fight the couple had had, but it had never been anything worse than that. A heated, angry argument with words. There was never even a suggestion that anything physical was going to happen, that Leanna was ever in any kind of harm. The women made the point that Leanna had never said David hit her, but that fact didn't seem to shake Officer Williams' conviction that something more serious happened. He just would not let the story go, saying that Leanna was drunk and had stymied their investigation.
And I called her at 5:50. She called me back at 6:01. I missed it.
Uh-huh.
She called me.
Okay, just give me a second, okay? I'm gonna speak to you as well. No, you're fine, but I'm just saying just
And then when I
whatever you got
called,
for me, give me
when
a
I
second.
called her
All right?
back,
Just take a deep breath.
when I called her back, David answered and said, "You need to come over here. You need to come over here." And I
Okay.
heard her in the background, but I couldn't tell what she was saying.
Okay.
But something about his hand was bleeding or whatever. So I
Right.
was like,
It was.
okay,
Okay.
that's all.
That's all. Were you able to speak to them? And what is her
Yeah,
name?
I was. Leanna.
Leanna.
She
Okay.
said that he had punched a hole in like a glass, and
He was bleeding.
and that's why we were coming to take him to the hospital because of that. And then I don't know.
Okay.
And that's my best friend, Leanna.
I understand.
So
Do they live together?
Yes.
Okay.
They live there.
How long have they been living here?
about 7 months, probably.
Okay.
I'd say.
How long have they been in a relationship?
About a year and a half.
And about how old are they?
She's a year older. She's 27 and he's like 26, or it might be 26.
Okay. So do you have an idea or a reason why that they would the glass would be punched out? Because there's two glasses that are two window
yeah,
panels that are punched out.
No, I don't.
Have they ever had a history of violence, fighting, arguing?
Like between them two, no. Like I know that he has punched a hole in the
Yeah.
Okay.
But other than that,
So yeah,
But
there's a
nothing
slight
with
history
her.
of this.
Yeah.
like I
Of
don't
like
know.
of damaging her property and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know that's a safety concern because that's your best friend and that's your friend,
Yeah.
right? So
I'm just trying not to
like what?
I'm concerned for her.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's fine. That's
all
why
I
we
got
came.
to say is I don't really care about him.
But that's why we came because we got a call. So when we get that call, we're going to respond, and when we responded, they were not at all cooperative.
In frustration, Leanna's friends were polite to him. They did not know what to say. They did not know what was really going on or how bad things were for their friend at the hands of the police. They just wanted to help her out, with no knowledge of how wayward the situation had already gotten. Meanwhile, Leanna's friends kept trying to make sense of things by talking with the officers. They stated they never knew Leanna or David to be violent, and they couldn't comprehend why things had to get out of hand the way they did. However, they did mention that Leanna and David had been together over a year with no real sign of trouble in their relationship. The only time David ever punched something, it was never at Leanna. It just didn't make sense. Things got real. One of the women inquired after Leanna's dog, and they offered to take it in and look after it in case Leanna was taken in. They said they would have to get her permission, but both agreed that her dog should be taken care of. It was a little consolation otherwise. As the police officers were about to take Leanna and David into custody, the atmosphere grew more serious among the neighbors and friends. No one could seem to believe what was happening. Leanna had been trying only to help her boyfriend, and now both of them were being arrested. It all seemed surreal, like something bad in a dream.
No, I talked to her 6:12 is when I actually was in contact
Yeah,
with
and then
her.
6:09 is when I called her back and he answered the phone.
And I saw the
said I
blood
needed to come.
everywhere because she FaceTimed.
Okay, so you saw all the
I
stuff
saw,
that
I
happened.
know.
Okay.
So
Where do you live?
I live over off Jefferson River Road.
So you drove over here?
Okay. No, we Ubered over here.
Okay.
So, and that's why it took us so long to get here because we,
Right. Okay. Well, if y'all don't mind just hanging around, but you can't, obviously go near the car.
Oh, no, that's fine.
If you
Yeah.
can hang out over there somewhere, then we'll just get some more information from y'all, okay?
Yeah, and she's welcome. I mean, if she could stay with me, I mean, she's welcome to stay with me. My
have to go to
husband.
jail, or?
Yeah, as of right now, that's how it's looking. Okay. Like I said, we tried to be as,
Was it him?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that part, but what I'm saying is we tried to be as, helpful as we could.
Can I ask if she called you?
We don't know. That's the thing, we don't know. So once we got the call, that's why we came. It's not like we just, appeared here. So somebody did call. Okay.
What about her dog? Can I at least?
We'll have to get consent, and like I said, you
But
can't
like,
go in the house.
if it comes down to that, like, I will take her dogs to my house, my backyard, whatever.
Okay.
Y'all take them over. I'd rather that than.
That's right. We're not gonna leave them. So we'll have to get her consent to make sure that she's
Yeah,
okay with
she
you
would
taking.
definitely be okay with that.
Okay.
The sergeant came over and brought Officer Williams to the back of the police car with Leanna. She was sitting, crying hard, and visibly distraught over the day's events. Small in stature and already handcuffed, the officers still decided they needed to frisk her, as if she was some kind of threat. That was not fair, not decent, to do this to a person in that condition. But the officers were doing their job, or so they said. The sergeant introduced himself and explained the situation to Leanna. She was being arrested for obstruction because she had been interfering with their investigation into a domestic incident. She had refused to cooperate repeatedly, he told her, and that was against the law. She could not stop crying, and, as badly as she wanted to, she couldn't make out what was going on. She had no means to know how her crimes, whatever they were, deserved the brutal treatment handed out to her. She kept protesting that she had not done anything wrong, but nothing came of that either. The officers had already made up their minds.
Hey, how are you? I'm Sergeant Emmett of the Clark County Police Department. What's your name?
Leanna.
Leanna?
Yes, I'd like to go to her.
Okay. What's your last name, Leanna? Beam? How do you spell that? B-E-A-M? Okay. So,
I don't know why I'm being held.
So here's the situation right now. I'm going to explain it to you, okay?
Okay.
So you are currently under arrest for obstruction, okay? You are interfering with an investigation in reference to a domestic incident that we got a phone call about.
It's not.
And then you repeatedly refuse to cooperate with the officer because you're being detained. You're lawfully detained, and when you refuse to comply with an officer at that point in time, and you're resisting and you're pulling and you're trying to run off.
Because I have to go home.
Well, unfortunately, that's not an option at this point in time.
Really,
okay?
Wrong.
Do you have anything on you at all that would get you in trouble?
No.
Do you have any guns, drugs, knives, bombs, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you have any pockets on what you're wearing at all?
No.
Okay. So is this like a dress kind of thing or something like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So because you are detained in handcuffs, we have to check you to make sure that you don't have any weapons or anything like that on you. Okay. So would you step out of the vehicle for me so I can use the back of my hand and check you? But you're gonna have to go back in the back of the vehicle. Okay.
Why?
Because you're under arrest.
For what?
For obstruction.
Against what?
Against obstruction of a police officer.
That's not fair.
Well, ma'am, when you refuse to comply, and when they're
you guys came to my house.
Yes, ma'am, because we received a phone call in reference to a domestic incident, or we heard broken glass, and we need to investigate the domestic incident, and you interfered with that investigation.
It's my house.
It doesn't matter if it's your house or not. We have a requirement. Go ahead.
I don't like the way you were treated. I'm just a person that's coming to hang out. No, it's not okay. The way you're treating me is not okay. You not feel bad? I'm not doing anything. I haven't done anything.
Right.
Do you not feel kind of bad?
Yeah, this is not helping the situation at all right now, okay?
Oh my God, whatever.
Later, it would come out that Officer Williams was fired for his actions that day during the arrest. He left the force on May 4th, 2022, days after he was fired. But for those who knew Leanna and witnessed what went down that day, losing his job didn't seem enough. Many felt Officer Williams had crossed a line, demonstrating an abuse of his power that went beyond respectable civil police etiquette. Others should have been brought before a judge with criminal charges due to the manner he treated Leanna. Nobody deserves that, even not someone so defenseless as Leanna at this point in time. Finally, it was not simply a case of one bad apple losing his job, but rather a case of total injustice for everyone in the situation. It was something simple that developed into such tragedy in this dead community that all of place would wonder how one thing so basic could play itself into this whole affair. And even long after Officer Williams is gone, memory will remain there. A reminder of how easy it is to misuse power.